Hello and welcome to Benue Television News at 7. My name is Mercy Upa. The headlines. President Bola Tinubu tasked public servants to be more committed to duty. Federal government vows to crack down on substandard school buildings across the country. And from the foreign scene, police detains opposition leaders in Tanzania. African Center for Leadership Strategy and Development, Center LSD, are determined to work in synergy with stakeholders and assembly members to enact relevant laws for gender-based violence in Benue State. The chairman steering committee, Archbishop Cephas Okori, during a press statement in Makudi, advocates for gender justice in Nigeria, specifically Benue and Kano states that have been reported to have red alerts on gender violence. Manazia Nogochia has the rest of the reports.
Traditional and religious leaders converge on signature exclusive resort Makodi for a 3-day capacity building and establishment of side-by-side movement for gender justice in Benue State. In a press statement released by the steering committee chairman, Archbishop Cephas Okweri explained that the side-by-side movement is a movement that believes that gender identity should be a source of life and hope rather than oppression. Archbishop Cephas says the African Center for Leadership Strategy and Development Center LSD will appeal to relevant bodies and the House of Assembly to enact a law that will address gender-based violence.
It is also to advocate that all persons must be made free from violence and oppression due to their gender. Consequently, the side-by-side movement believes that gender identity should be a source of life and hope instead of oppression and fear. Gender equality implies being fair to both genders when it comes to giving their needs.
In a lecture presented on gender violence, Executive Director Elohim Development Foundation, Dr. Victoria Dao, says that stress, burnout, fatigue, and secondary trauma are issues that largely lead to gender violence.
You are just giving yourself stress. That's the truth. You sit down, you are insulting the president from morning to evening. It's not changing, it's building up tension inside your body. And it's adding to your stress. You have to be careful. Please, I'm saying all these things because anywhere one will choke you. If you choke you, keep your face straight. Because you say, okay. So we won't shout on our children for no reason. Now then, both no be you. Why are you angry at them?
Participants at the workshop, the Chief Imam of Benue State, Dr. Suleiman Habib, and Pastor Ken Itodo, both leaders promised to step down what has been learned from the workshop to reduce gender violence to the barest.
Workshops come at the right time. In the sense that this gender violence is prevalent not only in Muslim communities, but all over the state. So therefore now, with this kind of organization, it will help us to at least advocate, sensitize, so that at least maybe that will be minimized. And we're hoping the stakeholder will give a teach to this so that at least this will be effective and then we'll take very good punishment for anybody who becomes a gender violator.
This very conference, those are some of the things we know before, but there's everything for us to be able to improve on it, knowing that women are also very important in our society, knowing that they are the same as far as God is concerned. Male and female, we are all equal before God.
At the workshop, participants and the general public are advised to consider both female and male children as equal and should have equal rights in their family. Manasseh Anongachia, Benue Television News, Makudi.
Thank you, Manasseh Anongachia, for bringing us that update. Another report reaching us has that Benue Children Cultural Holiday Camp kicks off on an exciting note as the Benue State government moves to keep young people meaningfully engaged during the long holiday. Correspondent Yuange Baja reports that the event is organized by the State Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. It is the first day of Benue Children Cultural Holiday Camp, and a few children are already on ground to participate in the activities outlined by the state government during the event. Chief Cultural Officer at the Ministry and Event Handler of the camp, Angbeando Yuandi, says the camp will equip participants with cultural values aimed at preserving the cultural heritage in the state. According to Madam Wande, it is expected that by the end of the camp, children who excel will represent the state at national cultural events. Two children, Mechia Nikwa and Wange Ndu, tell Benue Television how they feel about the event. The organizers say registration is ongoing for children of ages 6 to 14 who are among those eligible to participate in the maiden edition that promises to be a lifetime experience. The camp is expected to last till September 6, 2024. It is a moment of sober reflection for staff of Benue Television as they join family and friends of Philip Doji, a former staff of Benue Television who passed away on the 3rd of August 2024. The staff, family and friends observe a wake-keep in his honor at his residence in Makurdi. Late Philip is described as an icon who has left a big vacuum in the film and broadcast industry in Benue State. Correspondent Marjorie Ikolono was there and now reports.
This is a moment of sober reflection for Benue Television staff, family and friends who appear in black to mourn the former program producer, Mr. Philip Toji. The head of program, Benue Television, TV Agabi, describes Philip as a very hard-working staff who has left a vacuum that will be very difficult to fill.
Philip was very hard-working, very instrumental. That we miss him at this time has given us cause of worry because personally I'm not sure whether we'll be able to get somebody who can stand in his stead. Because you talk of creativity, Philip was always there. So that we lost him at this time is a very hard reality, but we have to accept it.
A colleague of Philip in Program Directorate, Jimmy Ode, also describes Philip as a personality with benchmark to accommodate many, an intelligent and also liberal colleague who has left a very big mark in the television production.
He was a perfect gentleman, committed and dedicated to every single thing that he commits to doing. He was a guitarist. He was just a genius. Philip was a genius, a complete gentleman. The world will miss his ingenuity. The world will miss all his giftings. The world will miss his talent. And I, as a person, I will miss working with him in the programs department of Benue Television.
Timothy Toji is the elder brother to Philip. He, along with a close friend, Edna Jones, said Philip was a very respectful and hardworking person whose memory will linger for a long time.
Until his death, he was a staff with Benue Television. Just got confirmed some few weeks ago. He was hardworking. Like I told you, he was intelligent. He's an artist. He's a musician, he's a producer, he's a songwriter, he's vast and he's creative in all these areas. He wasn't just a younger brother, he was also a friend. We had a lot we shared in common. To cut it short, we will miss him. If I should open up his chapter, I have so much and a lot to say.
I don't know how this will sound, but I don't mean to blaspheme, but I will refer to Philip as a living saint when he was alive. Somebody who will not deliberately offend you. When he discovers any trace of that, he will apologize without thinking twice. Very diligent in everything he does. And any assignment given to Philip, he must carry it out. Soft-spoken, selfless.
The body of Philip will Monday be laid to rest at the family compound in Shangi, Kwande local government of Benue State. Matthew Ikulono, Benue Television News, Makurdi. This is a...
We'll go for a break. When we return, we'll bring you more updates. Please stay with us.
the first national conference of the Society of Nigerian Broadcasters with the theme Broadcasting and the Political Economy of Content Production in the Digital Age. Holds in Abuja from Wednesday 14th to Thursday 15th August 2024. Venue is Nikon Luxury Hotel, Abuja, beginning from 10 a.m. Keynote speaker Dr. John Momo, OON, Chairman, Channels Television Group. Special guest of honor Alhaji Idris Malagi, Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation. Broadcasters dinner will climax the event on Thursday 15th August, where some icons of the broadcasting profession will be recognized. Announcer, Planning Committee.
Welcome back from that break. You're still watching Benue Television News at 7. We'll now bring you updates from other parts of Nigeria, where President Bola Tinubu on Monday tasked public servants to be more committed to duty in accordance with civil service rule. The president stated this during a brief valedictory session held in honor of the outgone head of civil service of the Federation, Folashade Yemi Eshin. Proceeding the Federal Executive Council meeting at the Council Chamber of the Presidential Villa Abuja. President Tinubu lauded what he described as the exceptional tenure of the outgone head of service, saying she served with distinction and significant transformation of the public service. He urged public service officers to learn from Yemi Esson, noting that public office holders must learn from her commitment to duty, loyalty, and great vision. The president further restored her dedication and transparency to the service, saying it has enhanced professionalism and set high standard for public administration in Nigeria. He appreciated Yemi Esson for the significant impact she has made on the Nigerian public service. Responding, the outgoing head of civil service of the Federation, Folashade Yemi Esson, advised government workers to continually place the progress of the nation first ahead of other interests. She said, with that, Nigeria will attain the greatness purposed for it. The Minister of Defense, Bello Matawalle, says Nigeria will soon become self-sufficient in the local production of military hardware. Matawalle stated this on Monday while briefing newsmen as part of activities lined up to celebrate Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, DICON, 60th anniversary. The minister said that through collaboration and innovation, the corporation had established itself as a key player in the defense sector. He stated that DICON continues to evolve. Its contributions will remain crucial to Nigeria's national security and economic growth. He noted that the maiden edition of the Africa Defense Industries Conference, ADIC, will serve as a premier platform for industry leaders, policymakers, and stakeholders to collaborate. Matawalle stated that the new DICON Act 2023 had the potential to significantly contribute to Nigeria's national development and national security by boosting foreign exchange earnings through local production of defense equipment. He said that the Act also had the potential of creating jobs for skilled Nigerians as well as reducing capital flight. The minister added that DICON's journey began with the modest start, focusing on the production of small arms and ammunition. The federal government has vowed to crack down on substandard school building construction across the country, urging stakeholders including the State Universal Basic Education Boards to ensure quality in the delivery of school building projects. Executive Secretary of the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, Hamid Bobui, spoke on Monday during the training of staff of the Commission's Department of Physical Planning on enhancing the quality delivery of projects using simple tools for on-the-spot assessment at project sites. Bobui, who noted that the Commission would no longer condone shoddy execution of projects, warned contractors about the risks of delivering substandard school infrastructure in the country. He restated the commitment of the Commission to working with State Universal Basic Education Boards, SUBEBs, to improve the quality of educational structures and ensure a safe and conducive learning environment for Nigerian children. He also disclosed that the commission would deploy monitors who would frequently go to find out what is going on across construction sites. He maintained that educational infrastructures are sensitive projects that must be handled with the ultimate sense of responsibility as not to risk the lives of children and staff of institutions. Boboyi insisted that funds could not be enough, but the little that is available must be used judiciously to ensure the delivery of solid projects all over the country. He regretted the recent incident of school building collapse in Jos, even though not a building sponsored by UBEC, urging the state governments to take proactive steps to ensure that contractors handling school building projects adhere strictly to specifications. We'll go for a break. When we return, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has announced plans to engage market leaders and stakeholders. We'll bring you details of this report and more after the break. Stay with us.
The first national conference of the Society of Nigerian Broadcasters with the theme Broadcasting and the Political Economy of Content Production in the Digital Age holds in Abuja from Wednesday 14th to Thursday 15th August 2024. Venue is Nikon Luxury Hotel, Abuja, beginning from 10 a.m. Keynote speaker Dr. John Momo, OON, Chairman, Channels Television Group. Special guest of honor Alhaji Idris Malagi, Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation. Broadcasters Dinner will climax the event on Thursday 15th August, where some icons of the broadcasting profession will be recognized. Announcer, Planning Committee.
The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) has announced plans to engage market leaders and stakeholders in the supply and distribution chain to address exploitative pricing of consumer goods and rising inflation. In a statement on Monday, FCCPC's Chief Executive Officer Tunji Bello acknowledged the high inflation rates, noting that prices charged are disproportionate for imported products and excessive for local commodities. According to the National Bureau of Statistics' latest report, inflation rates rose across the board in June 2024, though at a slower pace. Bello noted that this unfair practice is prevalent in the retail segment, where some market associations engage in price fixing at the expense of consumers. He said the Commission believes an understanding can be reached on reasonable pricing of products with a view to eschewing undue profiteering at the expense of consumers at a time of economic challenges. Bello stated that the FCCPC has already taken steps to promote transparency, mandating supermarkets to display prices visibly. He said that the Commission's advocacy for Nigerian consumers is consistent with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, adding that such interaction will be sustained by the Commission to foster a better market culture that makes allowance for the traders' margin without leaving buyers exploited. Kano State Police Command on Monday has arrested not fewer than 873 suspects for various criminal offences. The State Commissioner of Police, CP Selman Gabar, who disclosed this while parading the suspect at the Bombay Police Headquarters, said 600 were rioters, while 76 were arrested in connection with displaying Russian flags during the August 1st nationwide protest in the state. CP Garba said others arrested include 6 who masterminded looting of the Kano printing press, 150 violators of coffee, and 46 for kidnapping, armed robbery, and car theft. According to him, the Kano State Police Command has recovered 2 AK-47 exhibit rifles and other substantial properties looted by the hoodlums at Autubako Secretariat, NCC Office, High Court complexes, Kano Printing Press, KPP, and supermarkets. He stated that the command remains resolute and steadfast in its duty of protecting the lives and properties of all residents of Kano State. The Commissioner of Police maintained that no casualties was recorded during the protest in the state. The West African Examinations Council (WAEC) has announced release of the 2024 West African Senior School Certificate Examination (WAEC) result for school candidates. The results were announced at a briefing on Monday by head of the Nigerian National Office of WAEC, Amos Dangote. Dangote said that a total of 1,814,736 candidates registered for the examination from 25,126 recognized secondary schools in the country. He revealed that 1,685,888 candidates, representing 99.39%, have their result fully processed and released. 119,327 candidates, representing 6.61%, have one or more of their subjects still processed due to some issues being resolved. He stated that efforts were on to speedily complete the process and release the affected candidates' results within days. Dangote said that a total of 109,115 candidates with varying degrees of special needs registered for the examination. He said out of this number, 145 were visually challenged, 473 had impaired hearing, 44 were spastic and mentally challenged, while 38 were physically challenged. He added that all these candidates were adequately provided for in the administration of the examination. We'll go for a break. When we return, we'll be joining the foreign scene for more updates. Please stay with us.
The first national conference of the Society of Nigerian Broadcasters with the theme Broadcasting and the Political Economy of Content Production in the Digital Age holds in Abuja from Wednesday 14th to Thursday 15th August 2024. Venue is Nikon Luxury Hotel, Abuja, beginning from 10 a.m. Keynote speaker Dr. John Momo, OON, Chairman, Channels Television Group. Special guest of honor Alhaji Idris Malagi, Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation. Broadcasters Dinner will climax the event on Thursday 15th August, where some icons of the broadcasting profession will be recognized. Announcer, Planning Committee.
From the foreign scene, police in Tanzania have detained opposition leaders and rounded up several hundred supporters as they halted a planned rally. A party official announced on X that leaders of the opposition Chadema party, including former presidential candidate Tunde Lissu, were arrested on Monday in the southwestern city of Mbeya. The police had previously banned the rally, claiming that violence was planned. The Tanzanian police action comes amid a wave of protests that has swept other parts of sub-Saharan Africa in recent weeks, including nearby Kenya and Uganda. Chadema's Director of Communications and Foreign Affairs, John Mrima, said that arrests were made as the party was due to hold a rally to mark International Youth Day. About 500 youth supporters were also detained while making their way to the event. Chadema leader Freeman Mbowe said they strongly condemned the arrest of his deputy, Lissu, and other youth leaders, calling for their immediate and unconditional release. Tanzania is due to hold presidential and parliamentary polls in 2025, and critics say the arrest of opposition figures are further evidence supporting their claims that democratic progress is stalling. In recent months, the opposition has been staging protests calling on the government to withdraw controversial bills, address soaring living costs, and ensure independent oversight of the electoral process. United States Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin has ordered a guided missile submarine to the Middle East and the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier strike group to sail more quickly to the area. The order followed a telephone call between Austin and Israeli Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant amid mounting tensions following the killing of senior members of Hamas and the Iran-backed Hezbollah. Austin restated the United States commitments to take every possible step to defend Israel, noting the strengthening of U.S. military force postures and capabilities throughout the Middle East in the light of escalating regional tensions. The USS Georgia, a nuclear-powered submarine, was already in the Mediterranean Sea in July, but it is rare for the U.S. to publicly announce the deployment of a submarine. The Abraham Lincoln has been in the Asia-Pacific and had already been ordered to the Middle East to replace the USS Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier strike group, which is scheduled to begin heading home. The U.S. military had already said it will deploy additional fighter aircraft and warships to the Middle East as Washington seeks to reinforce Israeli defenses from possible attack by Iran. The U.S. announcement came a day after at least 90 people were killed and nearly 50 injured in an Israeli attack on a school tent shelter in Gaza. Venezuela's opposition coalition has called on protests to be held worldwide on August 17, 2024, in support of its claim to have won the country's presidential election. Recall that President Nicolas Maduro was declared winner by the government-controlled Electoral Commission, which handed him a third consecutive term in office. The opposition says its candidate, Edmundo Gonzalez, was the real winner, calling on the commission to release detailed data from polling stations. This poll has been backed by the European Union and the United States, while a number of other Latin American nations have so far held off recognizing Maduro as the winner of last month's poll. Opposition leader Maria Machado posted a video on social media in which she said Venezuelans should take to the streets worldwide on Saturday, August 17, 2024, in support of her party's claim of victory. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said there was overwhelming evidence that Edmundo Gonzalez had won the most votes. The Maduro government, however, insists the result announced by the National Electoral Council, NCE, is the only valid one. Maduro has said he will publish the vote tallies, but has not specified when. He accused the opposition of producing fake evidence to contest the results of the election, saying the U.S. was behind what he described as a farce and an attempted coup. And that's all of our package this night. Before we go, here's a recap of the main stories. President Bola Tinubu has tasked public servants to be more committed to duty. Federal government has vowed to crack down on substandard school buildings across the country. And from the forest, the police has detailed opposition leaders in Tanzania. My name is Mercy Upa. Thank you for watching. Local news will come up next. Good night.